Hey, and welcome to map 5 of TNT, where the exit is right in front of us, which is very odd for a retail Doom level. You don't actually see many retail Doom levels where the exit is literally right in front of you as you start up. So in order to get out of this opening area, we've actually got to step across these thresholds here. So just be careful of the imp there and take down all these enemies here. Once you've gone through all those thresholds, it opens up the door there. So I'm going to show you what I think is one of this level's bigger failings. Can you see the blue door at the end of this room? No? Well, you might have seen it when I walked right up to it, but when you glanced in that room there, the blue door is actually very unremarkable, and it's very easy to miss if you don't go into that room. So we've got to make sure that we keep that in mind. As we head out here, there's a bunch of enemies on the lower part of this room that we need to take care of, because once we step down these stairs here, that far wall is going to lower down, and there's a bunch of enemies outside who are going to use us as target practice, as you can see there. Oh, okay, I didn't get all the enemies, so I'm going to hide behind the switch here, bring it back up, and yeah, every time we go back up those stairs, that wall's going to drop down, so we've got to be very careful for that. Going to take care of those enemies there. And as we kind of make our way around here, there's an imp stuck behind this wall there. There's a reason that's there, because if you don't kind of catch it, you bump into it later in the level when it actually can do damage to you. So we'll go to the end of this room here. Just be careful not to take too much damage. There's a few enemies in the walls here, but there's nothing really too scary to talk about there. I'm going to grab that invisibility. So welcome to the main part of this level. It's these narrow corridors here, and we've got to navigate our way around if we want to find the blue key, which is buried deep in here. Now I know there's a secret somewhere around here. I know there's one in here, so we'll shoot these shotgunners. Different texture on the wall there. There's a backpack in here, which is really useful. Just see if I can find it. I know that there's one around here. It's been a while since I've played this level properly. So there's a secret area here, and there's a chain gun, which is very nice. Let's see if we can find it. Is it up here? No, I don't think it's up here, because there wouldn't be a secret in a secret. Ah, there it is. So there's an armor and some ammo for us to grab there. Now the reason I wanted that is because armor's very lovely to have in Doom. Ah. Okay, we got sandwiched there between Cacodemons and chain gunners, which is not exactly where you want to be in life. So, as you can see, there's a lot of winding pathways in this part of the level, and they all kind of lead in different directions, but the room you really want to end up in is this one. There's a bunch of chain gunners on ultraviolence that you've got to keep your eye open for, and these chain gunners kind of come out behind us as well, which is not nice. So this room has a very silly mechanic, and we're going to talk about that very quickly here. So in order to lower all these platforms here down, you've got to press these grey panels, and it lowers these down, and then you can see we can grab the blue key. It's very silly, and it's not very well signposted in my opinion, but it's the way that this is designed. Once you kind of know it's here, it's very hard to kind of miss it, but I don't think this gets repeated in TNT, at least not in this way, so, you know, thanks for the one-off idea, I guess. But the real show steal here, other than the blue key, is if you hit this back wall here, you can actually grab yourself a super shotgun. Now, doing so will open up a bunch of secret rooms around the blue key room there, which will bring out these chain gunners. So we've got to be a bit careful with these, because obviously if they start getting some good shots on us, they will take us out. I'm not a huge fan of this room. Like for newcomers in particular, I can imagine this would be very frustrating. So if we hit that switch there, ooh, let's take all these enemies out just so they can't kind of block me again. Nice little spiral staircase there. But there's a switch up top there, which you can't really see unless you're backed away from it, but you can grab a computer map thing, which will let you see the whole map if you really need to see the whole thing. So you can see here, we've actually come to like a temple area. And I do actually like this. I like it when there's like a nice contrast in level sort of aesthetics. Because this is kind of like they've found this secret little temple here. And I do wish there was a bit more here. Because it's kind of a nice room, but the trap in it isn't that difficult once you've got the super shotgun or if you've got the chain gun. So you pick up the supercharge here, and the trap is that there's a bunch of bony boys who are going to come out of the corners there. Now, the way to deal with these guys is simply just to kind of back away from them and not stress too much about it. As long as you keep your distance, they can't really get you. And like I said, it's a nice idea, this room. I kind of wish there was more here. Like, this room feels like you could have done more with those pillars on the sides. Like, maybe have them lower down and have enemies inside. It could have been a much more epic room in my opinion, but it does have a nice look to it, especially when all the other rooms in this level kind of look like this, like grey and very monotonous. So remember where that blue door was earlier on? Well, if you didn't go into that little side room, you'd kind of be a bit stuck here, because one of the things that I don't like about this level is that the blue door is kind of not remarkable, and it's kind of in a dark part of the room as well. So all these enemies here kind of guide you back towards the blue door, but unless you open this door here and unless you walk up to it, you may not even see the blue markings on the side of that door, and you could spend like a good amount of time just wandering around trying to figure out where the hell you're meant to go. So the yellow key is there. Now you're probably wondering, we haven't seen the yellow door either. Well, good news, they have a theme on this level, and that theme is making some of the coloured doors very difficult to spot. So you can see here how this works. At the far side of this courtyard, there's a bunch of chain gunners and shotgunners and imps that we have to kind of be careful of. If we go out into the middle here, they are definitely going to mow us down. So what we want to do is try and take them out from a distance rather than kind of face them head on. You'll also notice the courtyard is completely bathed in darkness, which it should be difficult, but it's not that difficult because the imps out here are not that troublesome. If it was something a bit more taxing, maybe like spectres or something that would be really hard to see out here, this could have been a bit more tense, but as it stands, it's just kind of slightly annoying. So you can see the yellow door is actually round here. And again, I have to say that it's very poorly signposted. I understand the need to kind of make everything dark out there, but hiding the yellow door kind of round the corner in an unremarkable spot like that is a bit cheap in my opinion. You also got to be careful here, because even though we've just grabbed the red key, there are a bunch of enemies at the end here who are pretty determined, I would argue, to blow those barrels up. So we're going to take our time here, make it down, and as you can see, there's nothing much happening there. Now, one thing I do like about this dark courtyard is that when you come back out after grabbing the red key, these barons of hell have been unleashed. Now, again, if there was more enemies here, so let's say there was like spectres and pinkies and caco demons, if they really flooded this area with enemies in the dark like this, I think it would have been a really, really great time. As it stands, this is again just slightly annoying, and I really need to point out just how poorly designed that yellow door is, like with the yellow tags above it looking really messy. Again, if you have to make your level look ugly to point out where your coloured doors are, then I think you've kind of missed the point. And I think that's the thing with Hangar in TNT. It shares a namesake with one of the best Doom levels, but in reality it's nowhere near that level. I think this is a missed opportunity. There's a lot of great little moments in this level, but overall it feels a bit underwhelming, and it kind of feels like more could have been done with the level, but that's just my opinion. What do you guys think of this level? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.